And we begin tonight with monsoon storms making their way into the valley throughout this evening.
12 News weather watcher Satya sent us this video from Tempe near Baseline and Hardy. This was around 9 o'clock, and as you can see, there was a lot of rain coming down.
Yeah, and here's some video sent to us by Jeff Edwards in Goodyear. Plenty of rain there coming down in his area, too. You can see all that water there that's coming off the roof as that storm rolled through. Meanwhile, these storms packed quite a punch in some areas. This is a live look right now at a neighborhood near 32nd Street and Thomas in Phoenix. A tree came down onto a power line there. Phoenix Fire says that SRP is on the scene. They're assessing the situation, and they're adding that there's no immediate danger unless the power line were to disconnect. Our crew at the scene will continue to monitor that situation. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. A busy night for the monsoon. Let's get a look at where these storms are right now. Meteorologist Lindsay Riley is here with your weather impact forecast. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, yeah, some of these storms are going to last into the overnight. Right now on radar, we're just left with a couple light showers. Nothing severe in the valley, so we've lost the intensity of the thunderstorms that we had earlier, but still seeing a few showers across Lake Pleasant area and then out toward the Estrellas, mostly south of I-10 out in the West Valley. The East Valley seeing drier weather right now. However, down across the lower deserts, we are seeing some pretty robust thunderstorms approach the Tucson area, and it's possible that we could see some additional moisture and storm activity re-enter Pinal County. So we can't rule out a couple showers and storms across the lower deserts during the overnight. Now here's what's left in northern Arizona. A few more thunderstorms approaching the Flagstaff area and then out toward Mojave County. Now looking ahead to tomorrow with our exclusive 12 News monsoon meter, we are looking at lower storm chances here in the valley, and that's going to be the trend heading into the upcoming weekend. A 1 in the valley for tomorrow, but the coverage will remain on the higher side up in northern Arizona as well as southeastern Arizona, where we could see some additional severe storms. These storms will try to make it into the valley, but most will dissipate prior to entering the lower deserts. We're talking higher heat instead of higher storm coverage for the upcoming weekend. As we look ahead to tomorrow, temperatures will approach 110. A few late day showers possible, but mostly dry in the Phoenix area. Karibe.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Now to Decision 2024, ahead of a major political event in the Valley tomorrow. In less than 24 hours, Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, will introduce themselves to Arizona voters as the Democratic ticket in November's election. 12 News brought you live coverage as the vice president arrived at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport this evening on Air Force 2. 12 News journalist Jonathan McCall was on the tarmac as the Democratic ticket arrived, and he is live now in downtown Phoenix as we look ahead to tomorrow's rally in Glendale. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, Karibe, good evening. You know, it was a little bit of a bumpy ride for the vice president as well as Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, her running mate, as they arrived here in Phoenix this evening. Here in downtown Phoenix, where they're staying, things are a little quiet. A number of roads have been blocked off because of the VP's arrival here. So if you are coming to downtown, you may want to find yourself some extra time, give yourself some extra time and find some alternate routes to get around. But tomorrow, more than 20,000 folks expected to pack into an arena to hear the Democratic ticket speak here in Arizona.
Wild weather welcoming Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to Phoenix on Thursday. Monsoon storms delaying the arrival of the Democratic presidential ticket before a highly anticipated rally in Glendale on Friday. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays among the delegation greeting the VP as she arrived to the valley.
This is one of the states that is likely going to help make her the president of the United States and is going to put a woman in the White House for the first time.
May says that the Harris-Walz road to victory in Arizona may not be as bumpy as their flights. Harris now leading some Arizona polls.
We talked to the vice president about those polls, and we said to her, look, Arizona is a very winnable state.
Friday will be the first chance that the Harris-Walz Democratic ticket will introduce themselves to Arizona as part of a nationwide blitz of battleground states. Mesa Republican Mayor John Giles, endorsing Harris this week, said that the momentum building from the campaign is contagious.
So this is one of those Obama campaign type moments, where there's just this palpable excitement in the air, and that doesn't happen very often.
They hope it will be enough to carry the party to victory in November.
That rally taking place tomorrow at Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, starting tomorrow afternoon. Again, 20,000 people expected to pack into the arena. Tickets were available earlier this week. They're now all gone. So if you're trying to get into the arena for that ticket, for that event, you won't be able to do so. But don't worry, 12 News will have you covered. We'll have live, complete team coverage for you of the vice president and her running mate's visit to Arizona tomorrow. For now, we're live tonight in downtown Phoenix. Jonathan McCall, 12 News.
Jonathan, thanks. Ahead of Vice President Harris and Tim Walz's arrival in the Valley, Republican Kari Lake met with her supporters in Phoenix today as part of a GOP event. Lake says Democrats are jumping across the aisle because they're just not impressed with President Biden or the Harris-Walz ticket.
Say all you want and try to take this horrible ticket, the worst we've ever seen, and turn it into something special. The people feel it with their real lives. They can't afford to put food on the table. They're having to go to food banks to supplement, to make ends meet and feed their family. They know what it's about.
Meanwhile, former President Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, has been on his own tour of battleground states. Last week, he was at the Arizona Christian University in Glendale.
Now to the high country. The farm fire is currently burning about 30 miles north of Congress. Arizona forestry officials say that the fire is between 12 and 150 acres right now and spreading with no containment. People living near Iron Horse Road were previously on go evacuation status, but tonight they've been lowered to ready status. Everyone in the surrounding area is also being asked to be on standby and ready to leave in case the fire continues to grow.
New developments tonight in the Preston Lord murder case. All 7 suspects accused of killing the 16-year-old this past October appeared in court this morning. The hearing was a status update on discovery and materials connected to the case. And one thing you'll notice in this court video, you're not seeing all 7 suspects. 3 of them, the ones wearing suits in this video, are out on bond. The other 4 remain in custody, but the judge has ordered our cameras not to show them while they're in their prison jumpsuits, following a request from defense attorneys. As it stands, trial is set for July of next year. After the hearing, we spoke with Preston Lord's stepmother and asked how her family is holding up in the midst of this painful legal process.
To be perfectly honest, the community is prayers and support for us is what has kept us moving, especially in the first 6 months of what's transpired. We continue to live this nightmare and go through waves of emotion. Sometimes the waves are bigger than other days. Getting up out of bed every day and doing what Preston would have wanted us to do, to live like Preston, is our driving force.
The judge now wants to make many of the upcoming hearings non-appearance hearings, meaning the defendants won't have to show up. The reason is to minimize the trauma for Lord's family and friends who continue to attend the hearings.
New at 10, it's a story that we continue to uncover here in the Valley. Tonight, 12 News has learned that another apartment complex that has gone more than a month without proper air conditioning. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with residents in Mesa who have been suffering through it.
Those living at the Sonoran Palms apartment complex near Country Club and Rio Salado Parkway have dealt with Arizona's record-breaking heat with no AC.
It's been hell living here.
Christopher Houston is one of many.
You can see how much I'm sweating in here.
He said this has been going on since June 30th, showing us his system is actually leaking.
Look at how rusty all that is in there.
Despite several calls to management to get the problem solved, He said the only fix he's received is this portable AC system.
It's looking at 87, 88 degrees.
But Houston says this is a matter of life and death for him due to medications he's currently taking.
One of the specific medications, if I'm in a place that's too hot or I get dehydrated or start sweating, I could get lithium poisoning and I could die.
Forcing him to find another place to live.
This apartment, for me personally, is inhabitable.
We checked out other apartments who are experiencing the same problem.
It says it's about 89 degrees in here.
Including Catherine Ackerman.
So your AC says it's set about 65 degrees, but from what we're seeing right here, we're looking at about 77 in this apartment.
It's been running probably all day and it's only 78. My electric bill's pretty high.
While hers was cooler than others, she says it's not always this way.
The other night when the AC went out, I had to sleep with like a wet washcloth on.
At the end of our interview, management came out.
Hello, you're with management? Yes. Can we ask you about the situation?
They told us to contact the property manager, which we did, and received this statement that says in part, "We are fully aware of the current issue that a small portion of our residents are having with the chiller system on property." It also says, unfortunately, some repairs have been delayed due to the availability of the necessary parts. But Sonoran Palms is doing everything in its power to fix the issue quickly. But residents are tired of waiting.
This is ridiculous.
Even willing to take legal action.
I've already contacted an attorney.
In Mesa, Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Situation there. Only 3 more days of Olympic events, and Team USA continues to dominate the medal count. The U.S. has 103 total medals, while also leading the way in gold medals at 30. And as we look ahead to tomorrow, Tram Mai is continuing her coverage from Paris.
Tonight, she has a preview of the events you may want to check out tomorrow.
Mark and Karebe Thursday saw a lot of action and medals in track and field and team sports. Let's get you set for Friday. Team USA women's basketball looks to advance to the gold medal game as they face Australia in the semifinals. Flagstaff's Bryce Hoppel races in the 800-meter semifinals. And can ASU's Elena Sharp move up the leaderboard in round 3 of women's golf? That'll do it for me on this beautiful Thursday night here in Paris. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 5:30 on Today in AZ. Mark and Karebe will send it back to you.
All right, we'll see you then, Tram. Thank you.